So here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to tell you the story of teenage love from how I remember it. I'm going to tell it from both the male and the female perspective. Music's going to tell the story. I'm going to act it out. At the end of the story, I will reveal to you what I've learned about love. It's made a huge difference in my life. So here we go. Guys, first thing you got to do, if you're going to have that special love in your life, you first got to notice that special someone.
There she was, just walking down the street.
Now once you see her, if she sees you and she likes what she sees, she might say,
come on over, baby.
So guys, now you got to go over and introduce yourself.
Hello, is it me you're looking for?
That's how a guy would do it. Girls could be a little more blunt about it.
Hey, I just met you, and this is crazy, but here's my number, so call me maybe.
So you do call her, and you go on that first date, and on that first date, you reach out to make that special connection.
I wanna hold your hand. I wanna hold your hand.
And so you hold hands, you feel all warm and fuzzy inside, and you find yourselves complimenting your girl all the time.
You're beautiful. You're beautiful. You're beautiful. It's true.
And girls feel all warm and fuzzy too, and they find themselves saying silly things like,
'Cause you know I'd walk 1,000 miles if I can just see you tonight.
now there's something powerful going on here. And sometimes guys have a hard time articulating what they're feeling, so they turn to their best friend. Ask the best friend's advice. The best friend tells them,
Say what you need to say. Say what you need to say.
and the girl, she's looking for a sign. She turns to her best friend and she asks,
How do I know he loves me?
so the guy musters up the courage one day, goes to his girlfriend, and he says,
I think I love you.
and she says,
And I will always love you.
and they declare their love for each other, and things are great for about a week. Until one day, she's walking down the hallway at school. She sees him up ahead, and he doesn't see her coming, and she knows he's on his cell phone, so she leans in and hears him saying to his buddy,
Stacy's mom has got it going on.
and she screams and runs the other way. He tries to stop her. He can't catch her. He feels terrible. He calls it at night, and he says,
I'm sorry, baby. I'm sorry.
and she hangs up on him. And she looks in her bedroom mirror, and she says,
And big girls don't cry. Don't cry, don't cry, don't cry.
so instead of getting sad, she gets mad, and she's going to get even. So the next day, she gets all dressed up, walks into school like,
I'm so fancy. You already know.
and goes up to his best friend in front of everyone, kisses his best friend. He walks away humiliated. She has all day to think about what she did. She finds him after school and says,
I'm sorry. So sorry.
and he says,
It's too late to apologize. It's too late.
and she runs home and hurts so bad it feels as though she.
Keep bleeding, keep bleeding, love.
Now there's one thing she's got to learn to do to get over this breakup.
Let it go, let it go.
And they both try to convince themselves this breakup's the best thing that's happened to both of them.
I got one less problem without you. I got one less problem without you.
I got one less problem.
And the next day in the cafeteria, she walks right up to all of his friends and him in front of everyone, and she's like,
Want money, then I'll be better off without you. In no time, I'll be forgetting all about you. You saying that you know, but I really, really doubt you. Understand, my life is easy when I ain't around you.
he marches away. She marches away. They've been apart now for a week. He doesn't feel any better because the first time in a while, he realized that he's.
All by myself. Don't wanna be all by myself.
they've been apart for 2 weeks. You might be asking yourself, how is she getting through this? Well, every morning she gives herself a little pep talk.
I will survive. Oh, as long as I know how to love, I know I'll be alive. I've got all my life to live. I've got all my love to give. I'll survive. I will survive. Hey, hey.
Now they've been apart for 3 weeks and he wants her back. He goes to her house late one night, starts throwing pebbles against her window. When she finally raises up the window, he looks up at her and says,
You are my fire, the one desire.
so she runs downstairs, goes up to him and says,
If you want my future, forget my past. If you wanna get with me, better make it fast. Now don't go wasting my precious time. Get your act together, we could be just fine.
so he grabs her, hugs her, and says,
You're the one that I want.
and they say,
I love you, you love me.
and they declare their love for each other, and things are great for about a week. Until one day he's walking home from school, and again he runs into her, and she's kissing his best friend. And now she's totally busted. He says, what do you have to say for yourself now? She looks at him and says,
I did it again.
and they break up again. And the drama of teenage love goes on and on and on. Now, I began to see a very familiar pattern when it came to relationships. A lot of this. Now, here's what I discovered about love along the way that changed my life. In my opinion, love is not something you fall in and out of. Not real love. Real love is a choice. You choose to love the people that you love. That choice has to begin with how you treat you. If you're going to just dance, it's got to come from a place of love. You have to be good to yourself. If you're anything like I used to be, very self-critical, very judgmental, very negative, I made a mistake, I beat myself up over it, so much more than I did to anybody in my life. I was a very compassionate, loving, forgiving person to everybody else except for me. Until one day I realized I have to treat myself with a lot more love. When I began to do that, it began to change everything. How I felt about life and my experience, how I felt about so many things. And in doing this work, I am constantly reminded to try to continually be authentic, to be who I'm meant to be, to just dance. See, what you do, which is so amazing, is you enlighten. You help other people see what they can't see yet.